yikes. Don't know what I'm doing.
Fusion. It's just a big mashup.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Feeling a bit looser now?
No, not really. Yeah. Hello everyone, welcome. Chris was just abusing me for saying that I was like a robot. I am. For me, I'm like a bit,
For the average person,
a bit crunchy. I feel like I need to just like loosen up and just flop it around a little bit.
Have you stopped Instagram and started Instagram?
I've stopped Instagram.
But not yet started.
And not yet started because we've still got a whole 6 minutes.
Fine.
A whole sixens minutins.
We were for a lovely long walk with the family and they all behaved themselves very well today, so that's all nice. Jem was really well behaved, so normally she's not on a walk, she just goes climbing trees and getting herself with difficulties. And we went down Ribbling Valley and there's an area where you can have a swim. So I'm on day 2, so not done too well yet, of 10 days of cold water outdoor swimming.
You've had a lot of people taking videos of you though, in the water.
Were there?
Yeah.
They're not allowed to do that.
Well, they were. People yesterday, people today were filming you.
I'd have sucked in like guts and stuff. On camera.
I think they thought you were David Hasselhoff. You had your red trunks on.
Oh, probably.
Thought Mitch Buchanan was on a Peak District rescue.
Yeah, often.
If you are joining us at home and want to listen to some tunes, we've got Fusion number 3 this evening. I had to think then because I've been telling everybody, the other teachers, what other classes we're doing next week. But yeah, Fusion 3 is tonight. We've got that coming up in the set. And if you want the music for that, they are on the website. If you just search for Spotify Fusion 3 and for Rise, you'll be able to find those.
They're a mashup of our power, flex and chill tunes, and I match them up. So when you get to the cuts about every 15 minutes, it's like someone breaks one record, smashes another record in it, there's nothing, no blending in. Brutal, and the thing is, we can't hear the music anyway, so we'll probably still be doing power when you've been brutally broken into flex, but it doesn't really matter. The main thing is that you're moving your bodies and resting your minds and developing that immunity and health and just full-on awesomeness.
I personally am looking forward to the chill section of the class.
Me too. I'm tired.
Are we a little bit weary? Well, Sunday was my lie-in, and you woke me up at the hour of 6 something.
Well, I told you then, a lie-in is before 7 a.m. It's a lie-in, not a day off. So we can't have...
I had a grand notion of being brought a coffee and a little bit of Kindle reading on the day off.
Well, if you wanted that, you needed to get up like at 5, and then you could have 2 hours to lie in. If you get up as late as 6:50 on a Sunday, then we've got to be on it, haven't we? I can't post on Facebook about using Sunday to plan your meals and plan your exercise if we don't do it.
I did. I got up and got on it. Got up, got on it.
Great for it.
Yeah. I'd like to read a book.
Okay, I'll give you. You can have some reading time later.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
3 minutes, 7 seconds to talk shite. We can do this.
We're good at talking baba.
Very easy.
Baba.
If you are watching this somewhere, if you have the option to start a Facebook watch party, that's super namaste appreciated, because it helps. Just like brings that there. We've been thinking about the studio post-pandemic or post-lockdown. It's going to be like a VIP studio. You get twice as much room each, basically.
Why are you looking at that?
Look at myself in the mirror behind that. I didn't really. Our son's dead funny. When everyone comes into our room, he just like talks to us whilst talking to himself in the mirror. And you're like, Noz, over here, Noz. Which is funny.
Another point of interest for you, new Sculpt on Thursday next week. Rosie Pose is going to launch Sculpt number 4. And then the week after, I'm going to be doing some new new power.
2 more points of interest as well. Dates for your probably very empty diaries. 20th of June, Rise Summer Barbecue, plant-based barbecue at our little farm. That sounds very grandiose, but when you get it's beautiful, but it's an acre of land that we've toiled on for a good few years, and it's very beautiful. And then on the 19th of December, is our Christmas party for members at the Steel Cauldron in Broomhill.
12th of December.
12th of December, yeah, 12th of December, sorry, 12th of December. Just stick those in the diary. All these events are for members, because the 6th and possibly most important thing about our hacks to just feel awesome is to have a really good community of like-minded people to take that journey with. And sometimes you don't find that in your family or your spouse. you have to get these other people who've got these similar interests from other areas.
I can't wait for some time out for my spouse.
I am a little bit full on sometimes, occasionally.
Sometimes, 24/7.
Occasionally. Right, that's it.
He's on it. He's on it. He's taking his mat. He's off. There we go. 2 meters.
Thank you.
2 meters.
Social distancing, Queen.
Right, I am going to put on the ground the Insta. Hi team, welcome to Fusion number 3. I'm just going to pop this door shut and we're going to get going. There we go. Fusion, if you've not done it before, it's a nice mash-up between our 3 signature classes. We've got a fast-paced power section, a nice strong, challenging flex section, and then a really dreamy chill section at the end. So welcome one and all, wherever you are in the world. Find your mats. You might want a couple of props if you've got something strap-like or block-like somewhere nearby. Grab those for me and let us get down on those mats because we have got 10 seconds to go. It's all right. Taking the knees nice and wide, taking the fingers.
Before flex, I was feeling a little bit tired. Now, boom!
Boom is off. So stretch it out long with the hands. You can press into the fingertips if you like, arching through the palms, letting the forehead come down towards the ground. And if you can, pressing the hips towards the heels, just feeling your way into the shoulders, sliding those big shoulder blades down the back, connecting with the breath, finding a bit of space between the ears, that little brain or big brain. Just taking a moment or two to settle into our practice. So as I've just mentioned, we've got quite a racy start, quite a fast-paced beginning, then working into some strength and some more challenging poses, and then we've got our lovely chill section to round off our fusion class tonight. So just allow yourself a couple more breaths, breathing space into any areas which feel tight. That can include the mind as well. If you've had a busy one and you feel like you just need a little bit of downtime, bit of me time, this is it. This is the best way to relax and to let go, finding your flow tonight with the breath. So find one more for me here. And let's start to move. Inhale, rise up onto all fours, taking the knees underneath the hips and taking the hands out in front. Let's start with a little workout into the hips. Inhaling, taking the hips round in some big circles one way. Nice work. And the other way. Lovely job. And again, back round. So you can draw a figure of 8 if you like. If you can spell your name, spell your name. Chris has just said, if you can't hear him on the mic, that he's writing his name with his willy. Feel free to join in at home. Don't give me the giggles before class. All right, taking the hands underneath the shoulders. If it was Rosie, she'd have lost it by now. Let's take a little Superman. Float up with the right arm and the left leg if you can. Let's see if we know which the right and left is, talking to Rosie. Extend away. Let's take a little elbow to knee crunch. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, extend long. So working into stretching out the back body as we extend. A little bit of an ab workout as we work into that crunch. One more this side. Exhale to lengthen, nice work, and then swap sides. Taking the right hand down, extend away with the right foot and the left hand, stretching out. You can just hold this position if you prefer, or take those little 3 crunches, knee to elbow, extend. So as you crunch, look back towards your toes, so you're finding that rounding through the spine. One more. Perfect. Take the left hand down, make sure the knees are under the hips, and we're just going to have a lateral bend now. So imagine you've got a huge tail. Take a breath in. As you exhale, start to look round as you swing your big tail over towards the left hand side of your mat. So you're pressing this left hip over towards the long left side of your mat. As you gaze over at that imaginary tail, you feel that little squeeze in at the left side of the waist. So imagine if you're looking down at yourself from up above, you'll have a lovely C shape to the spine. Exhale, release back through center. Inhale to prep. And exhale, let's go on the other side. So press the right hip over to the right. Taking the gaze over the right shoulder, squeeze it in. Keep breathing though, even though we're just holding. Exhale, release back through center. Well done. Tuck the toes and scoop those sit bones nice and high. Keep yourself a big deep knee bend on this one. Okay, we're just going to take 3 pulses towards the back of the mat with the sit bones. 1, 2, and 3. Drop the left hip down towards the ground. Inhale back through center. 3 pulses. 1, 2. Stretching out through the shoulders and the arms. And drop the right hip down. Good. Inhale back through center and settle your way into your down dog. Press the heels to the floor if that's an option in your practice tonight. You can hold yourself in your beautiful downward facing dog, your upside down V shape, if that feels comfortable, or you can keep pedaling out. I am aware that I've just done a flex session, so obviously I'm a bit more warmed up. If this is your first session of the evening, just take it at your own pace, see how it feels in your dog this evening, and let's work our way forwards to find a nice forward fold. So taking the fingertips, the feet to meet the fingertips, taking the hands flat onto the shins. If you're quite open in the hammies already, you can take the hands down to the ground, just encouraging the back to be nice and flat. And then on your next release of breath, I want you to float down into your forward fold from there. That's lovely, well done. Have a little play around with the weight in the feet if you like, taking a few circles through the hips. Can always feel quite a challenge. It just wakes up different parts of those leg muscles. Okay, find your center, soften the knees, and let's rise up tall. Reach up nice and tall, and let's take a little open twist. Left arm comes forward, caught you out, Chris. Right arm back, taking the gaze over towards the right, making sure the arms are at shoulder height. Inhale. Exhale, come back through center, reaching up nice and tall. Inhale to prep, exhale the other way, right arm forward, left arm back. You can gaze to the left. Keep steering this left hip forwards, maybe looking over the back shoulder. Inhale, come through center, and exhale, bring the hands down through heart center, rolling all the way down through the spine, releasing the hands to the floor, taking a big step back into your plank or kneeling plank if that's your preferred option. Exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale, lifting up, finding upward facing dog, maybe squeezing those quads, lifting up the kneecaps off the floor, exhaling, rolling back into down dog, and just wiggling it out for 3. I always like this, how it feels down the side body. Nice big pull and stretch. 2. See if you can release the shoulders all the way towards the base of your spine. And 1, all right, let's start. Taking our feet to our fingers, little hop or walk forwards, find that flat back once more. We're going to start our standing flow with a flowing chair. Just first of all, release into your forward fold, and then inhale, rise up tall. Okay, now if you want to make it more challenging, I encourage you to come up onto the tippy toes. Otherwise, you're pressing down into the heels, making sure the weight's coming down through the heels. Release the shoulders down the back, inhale. Exhale, start to bend those knees, find that lightning bolt position, squeezing in through the belly. Make sure those inner thighs are engaged. Inhale here, keep those heels lifted if you can. Exhale, release the arms behind. So transferring the arms is going to challenge the balance as we move the center of gravity around. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release behind once more. Good. Or just hold your chair if you like. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, floating the hands all the way down. The heels come down to the ground. So we step back, high plank. That was move 1. Let's go. Transition, low plank. Inhale up dog. We will be picking up pace from here on in. Back into your down dog. Have a little wiggle on here. Let's go. Roll the weight forwards. 3-legged plank. So right foot lifts, hips in line with the shoulders. And we're going to take the right knee forward to the right elbow and then cross it. Left, right, left, right. So working into the belly here. Nice strong arm position for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that right leg back, lift up with the left. Inhale, drive forwards, left knee, left elbow, cross it over, right elbow. See if you can get it to touch rather than just waft it around like a fairy wing. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shoot back with those hips, stretch out in dog and hop to seated. Lift up high and float forwards. So working into a seated spinal twist, you can keep the legs crossed. We're going to take the right hand onto the left knee, sweeping the left arm all the way around, really bringing the heel of the hand right next into the sit bones if you can, sitting up tall and using that release of breath to find some rotation. Doesn't matter how far you get, the more you practice, the more rotation you'll be able to find over time. Keeping the spine nice and flexible and mobile. Let's switch over, left hand to the right knee, right hand plants, press down through the heel, inhale. Exhale, releasing around just as far as you feel comfortable. One more breath, inhale, well done. Exhale, release back through center. Let's go round 2, hands plant, shoot the feet back, high plank. Exhale down, find your low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Perfect. Let's find our flowing chair. Come towards the front edge of your mat. Feet can be together or hip distance apart. See what feels comfortable for you. Rise on up onto the tiptoes if you can. Squeezing in through the knees here will help to stabilize. Exhale, release the arms behind if that's an option. Okay, 2 more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to release behind. 1 more. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release behind. Plant both feet and then take a big step back with your right foot. Pop the right hand down, open out into twisted lunge. Drop the hips down nice and low. So if you've got your bottom up in the air, you're not going to feel as much. You want the hips to be heavy. So twisted lunge, hold it there. 3, 2, 1. Take the left hand down and step forwards once more. Find your chair pose. Remember, heels down if you need to, or come up onto the tiptoes. Keep switching it between the rounds if you like. Hold there, inhale, exhale, release. Inhale to lift. Exhale to release. 1 more, inhale to lift. Exhale all the way down, stepping back with the left foot this time. Left foot hand plants on the inside of your right foot. Open out into your twist. Remember, you can always drop down onto the back knee if that feels like a nicer option for this evening's practice. 1 more breath, inhale. Exhale, float the right hand down and step back with the right foot. That's transition, low plank. Inhale up dog, nice work. Exhale to down dog. We're ready, rolling forwards to plank. Ripple away forwards and let's go. Right foot lifts, knee to elbow. Let's crisscross it over in a little switch maneuver for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoot the right foot back, left leg lifts. Bottoms are in line with the shoulders. Switch for 5, 4. Dolphin dips coming up. 3, 2, and 1. Shoot that left foot back so it's right next to the right foot and lift the hips nice and high. Drop down onto the forearms. You can hold here in your forearm dog. You can practice walking the feet forwards towards the elbows, or you can join me with 3 dips. Inhale, squeeze the belly as you lengthen out, nose to the floor. Press back, so building some strength here in the shoulders. Squeeze and touch base. 1 more. Remember to keep sending those hips nice and high. As you press back, press into the hands. Inhale, stretch on out. Let's hop to seated. So lifting the hips high, floating forwards, and taking that lovely spinal twist. Right hand onto the left leg, knee, wherever you like. Bring the left hand down. Inhale here. Exhale, release for 3. Not staying here too long. 2. Don't want to let that heart rate drop. And 1. Back through center. Left hand, right knee. Planting down with the right hand. Inhale. Exhale, release. Find that beautiful little twist through the torso for 3, 2. Got scissor leg lowers next. And for 1, awesome. Let's get that lower back planted on the ground as we extend the legs into the air, lifting up through the shoulders if you can, as we flutter the legs down and lift. So keeping the shoulders off the ground just will work a little bit harder into the abs for another 3, 2. You can have the legs bent if you like. And for 1, good. Rock up, rock over. Let's go. Round 3. Shoot out those feet behind you. Find strength in your plank. Let's go. Low plank. Inhale up dog. Nice work. Exhale to down dog. Stretch it out. Have a little wiggle around. And let's make our way to the front, finding our chair flow. So if you had to go with the heels lifted last time, let's press down with the heels this time. Your choice. Mix it up. Inhale to lift the arms. Exhale to flow and release behind. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the hands down, step back with the right foot, plant the right hand next to the left, and work your way into your twisted lunge. Opening out here, squeeze and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Now take the gaze down. You might want to shuffle that right hand forwards a little bit as we kick up high into a revolved half moon. So that back right foot lifts high into the air as we extend the left fingers all the way up towards the ceiling. Might want to come a little bit higher onto the right fingertips, but making sure that we've got a flexed foot on that back leg and squeezing and lifting those left fingers as far away from the floor as you can in order to encourage the spine to lengthen and the torso to lift. Well done. Hold it there for 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Taking the left hand down, reconnecting that right foot to the ground, and let's switch it over. So we're going to take the right foot forwards and the left foot back. Plant down with the left hand, open up with the right arm. Inhale. Exhale. Can we lift the chest up a little bit higher towards the ceiling? Can you press away with that left heel a little bit more, working into your twist, keeping the digestive system working nicely here. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale, take the gaze down. Maybe realign that left hand a little bit further forwards. Float up with the left leg. Keep the gaze down if you want to. You don't have to open up as much. Okay, working into that rotation again. So as I said, helps to keep the digestive system healthy as we rotate and press on the organs and the digestive tract. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Take the hands down. Right, here we go. We're going to hop straight back to plank. Off we go. Low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Nice work. Let's go. Round section number 2. Round 3. Roll forward. Finding your high plank. Take the right knee to the right elbow and switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swap it over. Left knee, left elbow. Switch. 5, 4. Squeeze those abs. 3, 2, and 1. Dolphin dips or hold your dolphin, your choice. Taking the sit bones nice and high, walk the feet towards the elbows. Let the gaze travel back towards the toes. Inhale. Exhale if you can, coming forwards, nose to the ground. Press back. See if you can press the heels down towards the floor as you lift the head. Lift the sit bones nice and high. One more. Lower. And lift. Good job. Press back up into your full plank. And from there, we're working into a forearm side plank. So taking the right forearm down, opening up into a little lift there. See if you can float the left hand and the left foot into the air. Maybe connect knee and elbow for 3, 2, 1. Shoot. Fantastic. Bring the left forearm down, opening the other way, taking that long extension. Maybe taking knee to elbow for 3, 2. Well done. 1. Come back through center. Press into the hands. Find your full plank. Inhale. Lift up through the hips and let's bounce to seated. Finding our twist. Right hand, left knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate. 3, 2, 1. Switcheroo. Left hand, right knee. Inhale, lift. Through the chest. Exhale, release for 3. Nice work at home. 2. And 1. Coming back through center, rolling down, finding scissor legs. You can keep the shoulders down if you like, or you can make the exercise a little bit more challenging by lifting the shoulders high, reaching the fingertips towards the toes for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and for 1. Well done. Taking both legs and arms into the air, we're going to take a crossover into an eagle crunch. So right leg wraps around left, right arm wraps around left. We tap behind the head with the fingers and we tap the toes at the front of our mat, and then we take an inhale and a squeeze. So extending away, and then inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release, squeeze. 1 more. Tap it out. And crunch. Well done. Take the arms and legs into the air. Swap it the other way. Left over right, left over right. Tap it down, crunch, and extend. Well done. Really pressing the lower back into the floor here, making sure that the belly is fully switched on. 2 more. Tap it out. Squeeze. Last one. Oh, yeah. Squeeze and release. Well done. Give yourself a little hug in. Press the lower back down. Little baby massage. And let's go. Rocking and rolling. Up, over. Hands plant. Shoot the feet back. Inhale. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, up dog. And back to down dog. Well done. Take a little stretch out, a release here. Full breath in and out. Good. Taking the gaze towards the fingers here. Let's hop our way towards the front edge of our mat. Find a nice flat back in a halfway lift. Inhale. And exhale, releasing down. Well done. All right, flex. Here we go. So option here in your forward fold to take a bind. If you fancy taking the big toes into the finger bind, peace sign fingers around the fingers, around the toes even. I'm going to take a grab around the back of the ankles, connecting the forearms with the calves. And to do that, if you need to bend the knees a lot, that's fine. We're going to take a little flow from here. So wherever you want to take that bind, or you might just want to dangle down in your forward fold. Lots of benefits to be had in a forward fold. Take a lift, inhale, drop the seat down. As you exhale, lengthen out through the back of the legs. So that simple action of allowing the head to drop below the heart can be really beneficial, really calming. It's great for combating fatigue. If you want to find a flow with me, inhale, lift up with the chest, drop the sit bones down, and exhale to lengthen. If you prefer to stay upside down, that's cool. It's your practice, your way. Inhale. Exhale, nice. Just slowing things down a little bit now. Not too much. One more flow, inhale. And exhale. Alright, just hang out here in your forward fold. Maybe release the hands from the bind. Just having a little moment here in your forward fold. For 3, find that breath, slow it down. 2, feel that space opening up in the back of the legs and lower back. And 1, soften the knees here. Take the fingertips, trail them up the shins, past the knees, all the way up the thighs, keeping that lower back squeezing in as we roll all the way to standing. Taking a little roll out of the shoulders and taking a step back, just a small step with the right foot. So we're going to take a pyramid pose here. So it's both legs want to be straight, both heels want to be down on the ground. You might want to take a bit of a wider step if you're feeling super wobbly. The more challenging it is if you come into the center line of the mat. Obviously you want to try and keep the hips and the heels in alignment. Take the hands onto the hips to start with, squeeze in through the belly, and think about the crown of the head leading this pose, okay? Sit bones heading that way, crown of the head facing that way. So take a breath and start to fold at this hip here. So we're decreasing the angle at the hip. You'll start to feel that moving into this left hammy. Yep. Okay, and you can stay here with the chest parallel, that's cool. You might want to release the hands down. If you've got bricks, you could pop your hands on a couple of bricks. Or you might want to start working into releasing the head down. Just softening as much as you feel able to into your pyramid pose. Again, the head is nice and low here. So it has that calming effect on the body. So you can keep the hands down. That will enable you to stay a bit more balanced. But you could take the hands into, you might want to clasp the elbows behind the back. So you're taking a point of contact or 2 off the floor. Make sure your belly remains switched on. And don't forget to breathe. For 3, 2, so the gaze should be towards those back toes. And 1, releasing the arms, taking the hands to heart center, using the lower back muscles to rise up, inhale, and exhale. Take a step behind with the right foot. So still the right toes are facing forward. We're taking a curtsy twist. So from here we're taking the right hand down towards the left toes. We're taking a little opener here with the left hand up to the ceiling. So we're still working into that left hamstring. We're taking that crossover behind, so it's almost like a forward fold. And breathing in here. Keep extending away through the fingers, finding that rotation through the spine. Lovely job.
My left calf is screaming, hit me again.
Is it? For 3, 2, and 1. Start to float this left hand down and bring it just in front of the left foot. From here we're going to transition to standing half moon. So start to take weight into that left foot and see if you can float your right leg into the air. From here you might want to take your right hand onto your right hip. You might want to keep the gaze down, focus on this leg lift. If you can, start to open out through the chest, looking towards the right hand side of your space. Maybe extending a little bit higher with the right arm if that's an option for you. If you feel like this is too much, you can take your hand down onto a block. You might want to take both hands down onto the ground, just focus on that lift. Okay, so soften your standing leg, so by bending the knee, if that feels a little bit easier on the hamstring. And just focus on that breath for another 3. I've got runner's lunge next, so a bit of relief for this left leg. 2. And 1, well done. Float that right foot to the back edge of your mat, and then we're going to pivot on the back foot so both hips are facing forward. So the back heel's lifted, Taking hands to heart center, start to think about dropping down with the hips a little bit while trying not to lose any bend in that leg. Okay, so we want to energize in this pose. You can keep the hands here or you can take the arms out behind you. So dropping the hips down a little bit more. Just having a look at this left knee, making sure it's over the left ankle. Deep, strong breath in. So lovely pose here for opening up the chest. And improving lung function, getting your breathing a bit easier. So really find that lovely deep big breath. See if you can squeeze the palms together a little bit more behind you so you're working into the triceps and the upper arms. And the gaze just naturally wants to fall sort of a foot beyond your big toe. For 3, 2, well done, excuse me. And 1, take the hands down, frame the left foot, take a little step forwards. Oh, that left hammy. Give your legs a little wiggle out here if it needs them, if they need it even, if they need a little wiggle out. Well done. Let's find a little pyramid with the other side this time. So stepping back with the left foot, remember it's only a small stride, okay? So you can roll up first or you can stay down, it's up to you. Remember, if you want to make it a little bit more stable, just take the foot out a smidge. Maybe bring hands to heart center, maybe take the hands down, your choice. So leading with the crown of the head on this one. Try and find that evenness to both sides of the body where you don't feel like you're going to teeter over to one side. Remember, you can release the hands down on some books, some bricks, but still maintaining that length through the spine, slowly lowering just as far as you feel comfortable. If you want to challenge the balance a bit more, you can take the hands off the floor, maybe just allowing yourself, she says, falling over, to reconnect the hands and the elbows behind the back. So it's very difficult to think about anything which is stressing us out when we're focusing so hard on our yoga practice, which is no bad thing. This upside down, letting the blood flow to the upper extremities, also a really lovely way of calming the nervous system. Letting the back of the neck be long, so try not to hold any tension at the back of the neck, just let it dangle. If your balance is with you, you can just let the head have a little shake. One more breath here in your pyramid pose. Deep breath in. And out, good stuff. All right, are we ready? Inhale. Start to roll up a little bit. In fact, just a smidge, just coming all the way up to the top and then taking the left foot behind. So we're in this curtsy position. This time we're taking the left hand down and taking the right arm up into the air. So stretching out. See if you can stretch out both legs on this one. Taking the right arm nice and high. And you can look down at the floor if you're not feeling too stable. Maybe over towards the right or right up to that top hand. Well done. For 3, 2. Really breathing space into the right hamstring. And 1. Good. Let's have a go with our balance on this side. Float the right hand down just in front of the right foot. Bring yourself back through center. It's a tricky transition. See if you can kick up with that left leg. So option to keep both hands down and keep the hips facing the floor. If you can, see if you can roll that left hip on top of the right. That can help by bringing the left hand onto the left hip, where you might then start to extend out. But don't let that back leg drop if you can. Keep extending and lifting away here. And breathe for 5. You've got this, folks. 4, 3, really nice. 2. And 1, floating to runner's lunge. Maybe softening that front knee, maybe bringing the left hand down before you release the left foot back. So knee over ankle on the right foot, lifting up, finding strength through the lower back as we come into this nice, as Chris described in the previous class, like you're on the front of a what? A Jag? A Rolls Royce. Right, the Rolls Royce, a Jag. What am I talking about? What's that? Oh, that's a Panther or something. Yeah, we could be one of them, yeah. So keep working into that back leg, pressing that back heel down, but let the hips sink down a bit. Find that really juicy spot and breathe into it. Well done. Hold for 3, 2, and for 1. Good. From there, we're just going to take the hands down, frame the right foot, step forwards into a nice halfway lift. Inhale. And exhale, coming down onto the knees. Just going to have a little play with some back bends and then a bit of a wild card. So knees underneath the hips, inhale, rise up. So camel pose. I'm going to give you a couple of options on this because not everybody likes a back bend. You can take a single-legged or single-armed flow if you like, so taking left hand down to left heel. And a little tip there, if you find it's a long way down, just tuck the toes and then the heel lifts. So you've got that nice stretch out, reaching up and over the right arm, flowing with the breath, taking right to right. If you've got camel in your practice, remember you can keep the toes tucked, that gives you that extra little lift there. You can float both hands down to both heels. We're aiming to find a nice arch to the spine as you press the hips forwards, really working into the flexibility, squeezing the shoulder blades together as the heart lifts towards the ceiling. Make sure that the glutes are firing up and the neck feels supported. Just taking the gaze to the ceiling. Either one of these, so full camel or flowing camel for another 3. Try not to hold the breath in this pose. 2. And 1, well done. Bring the chin towards the chest and then slowly rolling your way up. Okay, taking a little drop down of the sit bones, if you can, onto the floor between your heels. Okay, you might need to roll your calf muscles out the way a smidge, or you might have a block. Okay, so there's different variations of your hero pose that we're going to take. You might feel okay here, okay, in which case just take the arms behind you and start to find your little lean back. You might be able to come down onto the elbows if that feels comfortable enough, and just staying here would be perfect. If you feel happy to come all the way down onto the shoulders, then you can. If that feels okay, you might want to release the arms up above the head. So it's a really deep stretch out for the quads and the fronts of the thighs. It doesn't feel nice on everybody's knees, so feel free to bring it back up a level if this does not work for you. We're not going to stay here too long. I want to make sure we get our chill section in. So you can probably feel how much this is releasing into the front of our hips. We store lots of tension in our hips. And you get that little squeeze in the lower back as well. So you find that nice little bit of stretch out there through the front body as we work into the lower back. 1 more nice juicy breath in our hero pose. Close the eyes, suck it all in. And then releasing the hands, retracing the steps that you went through to get down, coming back onto the elbows, pressing into the hands. And let's take rabbit pose to counter stretch. So tucking the toes here, keeping the knees down on the ground, allowing the forehead to come down nice and low, and reaching around behind you with the hands taking hold around the back of the feet there. So you're coming onto the crown of the head, so pressing the hips towards the heels. You can also pull on the feet a little bit here to work into that rounding a bit more. 2 more breaths. So a nice little counter pose there, planting the hands on the floor. All right, from here, let us bring ourselves down onto our bottoms. Our wild card for flex is, we always like to shove a little wild card in here. We're not going to spend too long on it because I want to get into chill. But if you have a bound angle in your practice, not bound angle, 8 angle, sorry, we're going to have a play around with that. So for this one, we want to work into the hip. We've done lots of opening into the hips. We're going to take the left foot into the hand, and we're going to start to move this left knee up nice and high.
I'm going to do a headstand whilst you do that. It's going to scream.
Okay, so we're going to bring our left foot nice and high, okay, and from there we want to take the left hand down to the floor. So we're using the upper arm to find a little shelf. From here we want to be able to release our right foot onto our left, and we're going to lock it in place by flexing this left foot. Now your right hand wants to come down just outside of the hips. We want to really squeeze into the belly, so we're finding that little float. We're going to transfer the weight forwards, so zip in the core, tighten up the banders. Inhale, and exhale, start to move forward with the crown of the head. Now as you move forwards, you're going to start to extend the legs out to the side of your mat, so extending the feet away, coming into your 8 angle pose. And then releasing whenever you like, bringing the bum down towards the floor. Chris is rocking out a headstand, just as a bit of fun. If you want to have another play with any other of our wild cards at this point, which you're familiar with, that's fine. If you want to have a go on the other side as well, bringing the right foot up nice and high, planting the right hand, taking the left foot onto the the right ankle. Make sure both hands are planted and you feel like you're taking a nice big surface area by spreading out the fingers. Take a breath in. And exhale, start to reach your way forwards. So using your right upper arm as a shelf as you extend the feet away, lifting off the ground, working into that strength through the arms, and releasing whenever you are ready. Nice work. Okay, come on down. Let's find a seated wide leg forward fold. Shoot out the left leg, shoot out the right leg, lift up, replant the sit bones so you can find that anterior tilt of the pelvis. And don't worry about bringing your chest to the floor or anything mad like that. I just want you to extend with the breath. Inhale. Exhale, creep the fingers a little bit further. Nice big breath in. As you exhale, creep the fingers a little bit further. This is a really nice stretch done with a partner, or if you've got something to hold on to, you can fold with the breath. So every time you breathe out, just allow yourself to creep a little bit further. Really helps to bring the toes up towards the ceiling, so you're activating the legs here. And if you do get down quite low, you can rest the forehead either on your hands or on a prop of some description. Try not to hunch the shoulders up next to the ears, just soften and release down. Well done. Nice deep breaths. For 3. 2, just finding more space in that lower back. Into the hamstrings. Lovely, well done. Inhale, start to use the hands again if you need to press all the way back. Bring both legs in line with the hips. Give them a little wiggle out. And we're going to come down onto our backs and take a supine happy cow. So supine just means that you're lying on your back. So for this one, we're going to take both legs into the bent position. I want you to wrap your right leg over your left. And with your hands, take the left hand to the right shin and the right hand to the left shin. So this is going to really stretch into the outside of your hips. So make sure you feel balanced and the spine feels connected. If it's available to you, you can slide the hands down to the ankles. So with the breath, we could take a preparatory inhale. As you exhale, you might want to start drawing the feet down towards the ground. So the more that you sort of tentatively pull on the feet, the more stretch you're going to feel in the outside of the the outside of the hips. But I want you to maintain a nice flat back on the ground. Make sure that the chin's slightly tucked towards the chest, shoulders feel nice and heavy. And of course, if you feel that pulling isn't good for you, then please just don't, and come out and release a little bit more. So this is cow face legs. We've not got the cow face arms going on, but it is, I always think it's a really nice stretch on the outside of the hips. So close the eyes, enjoy it, and breathe. For 3. 2. And 1, release. Swap it over. Taking both legs back above each hip, and then swapping the left leg over the right. Remember, right hand to the right left shin and the left hand to the right shin. So you're swapping over. And then if it's available, as you pull down and you feel like you've got a bit more space, moving the hands onto the ankles. So you don't want to pull the ankles so they feel uncomfortable. We're drawing the heels down towards the ground. So you're stretching into the outer section of the hip. Make sure the belly is switched on a little bit so you can press the lower back into the floor. Well done. Breathing in here. Perfect. And out. And in. And out. 1 more round of breath. Well done. Releasing both of the feet, coming back through center. Planting down with the right foot, I want you to take the left foot on top of the right thigh, so just above the knee. We're going to work into a little pigeon bridge here. So pressing the left knee away. Inhale, start to squeeze the lower back and the glutes. Try to avoid wiggling around through the hips. I want you to think about lifting and lowering the spine exactly back down onto the imprint that you left before you started to lift. So really releasing each vertebra down carefully into that same spot from where it first started. So inhale, keep working, lifting all the way up. You can keep the hands down by the side body for extra support. But to make it more challenging, if you fancy, you can lift the arms up into the air as well. So that's just going to destabilize you. So we're going to take 3 on this side. This is our final one. And then lowering all the way down. Well done. So keep the left foot where it is. We're going to take a reach between the legs with the left arm. And we're going to take the right hand around the outside of the right thigh. And we're going to connect the hands behind the back of your right thigh there. Now you can, if you like, release the sole of the right foot towards the ceiling. Or you might take it a step further and release the hands in front of the shins. We don't want to turn this into abdominal exercise. I want you to be able to rest your shoulders down on the ground. But do think about opening up through the hips. This is a pigeon or reclined pigeon. So it's a hip opener primarily. So as you breathe, you can start to draw the right leg towards you and press the left knee away. And you'll be able to feel that into the bottom, into that glute as you do so. So if you're particularly tight in this area, this will feel quite a nice juicy relief. Just give me another couple of breaths here. And then releasing from there. Let's switch that over. So release the left foot down to the floor, bringing the heel nice and close to your left buttock and lifting the right foot up and over onto the left thigh. So just as before, we're going to take those bridges to start off. We're going to take 3 lifts and 3 lowers. Remember, if you want to make it a bit more challenging, you can float up with the arms as well. So focusing here on squeezing the belly, squeezing the glutes, lifting up, finding a nice bit of space underneath the hips between your bum and the mat. Exhaling down, using the abs to allow you to lower with control. 2 more in your own time. So feel connected through the big toe, the heel, the little toe on that left foot. Feel connected through your shoulders. And most importantly, feel connected with your breath. 1 more lift and lower. And then taking that nice reclined pigeon stretch when your lower back comes down towards the ground. So reaching between the legs with the right hand, making a little basket behind the back of the left thigh perhaps. If that feels like enough, then stay there, that's fine. Or you might want to take that reach a little bit further forwards, or you might around the front of the left shin, or you might want to extend that left leg into the air. If you're extending the leg, just flex the foot, so bring the toes back down towards the floor, press up with the heel. And don't forget to press away with your right knee on this one. Just take a slight tuck of the chin towards the chest as well. Nice heavy shoulders. Nice calming release of breath. Another couple of breaths. Slowly winding our way down to our Shavasana. Releasing the leg and the bind on that final exhale. And then releasing that top leg. Bringing both heels down towards the ground. Taking the arms out wide. And let's just windscreen wiper the legs. Taking a breath in. Exhale, release both knees over towards the right. And you can stay here if you like. You can always turn the gaze over towards the left. If you feel like this doesn't do too much for you, you can always take the left leg, wrap it around the right, and then come over to the right hand side again. Spending another breath there. And then inhaling your way back through center and swapping over. So just as I was saying before, you can drop both knees over to the left with your next breath out, Or you might want to wrap the right leg over the left and then release the breath and the knees. You can turn the gaze over towards the right. Yeah, really super yummy here. Just making the most of that exhale, allowing the lower back to completely soften. And then inhaling your way back through center. If you want to take the soles of the feet together, let the knees drop out. If you find that taking reclined butterfly feels like a nice release, you could stay in here for Shavasana. You could take the arms out wide or above the head like I'm doing. Nice passive stretch out through the hips. You can always shuffle the heels a bit further away from the rest of the body if you find it too intense, or you might want to release the arms and the legs into a more traditional corpse pose. Whichever position you find yourself in, make sure it's one where you feel that you can stay still. You don't want to fidget, you want to stay in this position. And I want you to count out 10 breaths for me. Nice, steady inhale. Exhale. By focusing on counting our breaths in and out, we stop our mind from wandering around. Allows the breath to move around the body to where we need it most. Allows the body to reset. Allows the mind to reset. So wherever you are in that pattern of breath, some people breathe a bit quicker than others. I want you to take 2 more final full breaths in. Letting the breath travel to where you feel that you need it most today. Be it a stubborn calf, a tight hamstring, a busy brain. Use that breath, find its way. Let it still, let it calm, let it relieve. And then on your next breath in, starting to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe drawing in one knee, then the other. If you're in your reclined butterfly, maybe draw the knees together. Take a little rock and roll from side to side. Maybe rolling onto your preferred side. Taking a breath here. And using that top hand to support you as you lift back up. Maybe keeping your eyes closed if you've had them closed, finding your way to a comfortable seat. And just taking a nice big deep breath in together, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and bringing the hands to heart center. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks to everybody at home. Thanks to everybody on Insta, on Facebook, and Zoom. Well done, everyone.
Yay.
Namaste to each and every one of you. Yeah, namaste at home. Take care, folks. Thank you so